Hi. So I've wanted to go ahead and share an experience that happened to me a good 10 years ago. And if anybody cares to comment on, exactly what this was that I experienced, what it was that I went through, I do have a Facebook page at Melissa Broom, Brume, just like on my YouTube. Um, but I do want to share this experience as, I've been listening to, some stories other people have been telling. And I wanted to share this because, it's something that had happened in my life, that was very, to me, traumatizing. And, I just feel like if it happened to me, that, this could happen to your family members. This could also happen to you someday. So, with that, I want to get this message through. Okay, what happened to me? 10 years ago, I went to the hospital in the emergency or in the dying ward. And while I was there, it don't matter. None of that matters. We'll just say I was careless in my life and it put me in a hospital, the dying ward. Anyway, what I wanted to share, and, I want somebody to tell me if they think that this was some kind of satanic ritual. What happened to me? Is this just society? I mean, is this just how people are? I mean, what is it that happened to me? Um, anyway, what had happened, I was in the dying ward, and every night at 3 a.m., a woman would wake up across from the hospital room that I was in. And she was crying, begging for a comb. She desperately wanted to comb her hair. Um, she was saying things, that seemed like gibberish to me. I couldn't understand, what am I hearing? But she kept saying, we are from the ocean, and she kept begging for a comb. Um, there was also a younger man who had come into the, emergency dying ward of the hospital, and he kept jumping over the reception desk back and forth, chasing a nurse around. He wanted to read her poetry. And, there was all kind of crazy stuff going on, when I was in there. And what I wanted to share with people, and why I'm saying, was this some kind of satanic ritual, for the fact that, I was careless in my life and almost lost my life, due to my own fault. Is that why I went through what I was going through? He had come into the hospital and was all about this nurse who worked in the hospital, was following her around, wanted to read her poetry, stuff like this. Um, Throughout this time, the nurses were mocking the old woman across from me who kept waking up at 3 a.m. Um, she sounded like she was possessed, and that's all I can say. I couldn't understand if they were playing an audio tape to scare me, you know, just trying to traumatize me. It was already bad enough that I was there, and what had happened, but, now I'm going through this, in the hospital. So, anyway, at one point, the younger guy who had come into the hospital, who was, all about this nurse, and after this nurse, there were points where I woke up and he would be sitting in a chair, looking in my hospital room straight at me with his face painted like a clown, like the Joker or something like this. And, had I died, that would have been the last thing I was seeing, which is horrible. That's why I have to share this with people. I don't know why I experienced any of this commotion, chaos going on around me. I know it wasn't purely, me being medicated, because when I had gotten better and they had taken, pain medication away from me, they had rolled the old woman across the hall, by my hospital room. Okay, and she had her eyes just totally glazed, looking straight ahead in a wheelchair. They rolled her by my room, and I thought, I don't know what I have been through in here, but that woman is odd enough. It was an elderly woman, an old woman, you know, probably about in her 80s, 90s, 80s, 90s, something like this. So that didn't look right. She didn't look normal. That was supposed to be the woman that was speaking in voices, or, she was saying, "We are from the ocean," and stuff like just gibberish, right? So anyway, beyond the guy that sat there when I was waking up, in moments, and he had his face painted up like a clown, there were other moments where I woke up and there was a guard posted, by my hospital room, and he had, either a shotgun or a rifle, I guess, I don't know, but he had it posted across his chest, holding it, going this way, across his chest, like he was guarding me from all this commotion going on. Um, so, my question is, what was it that happened to me? Were these people trying to cause further trauma to me? Was this some kind of satanic ritual? Why was the guy there, with painted up like a clown, looking at me, staring at me? I could have died, and this would have been my last few moments in what I had seen in life. You know, um, how sick is that? Um, but anyway, that I guess that's what I'm asking here. What is it that I experienced? What did I go through? Um, I know it was real. The nurse, when she came in there to put something in my IV or whatever, I said, what is going on? I said, why is this guy jumping over the nurse's station? And why are these things happening? She said, oh, he's bipolar. So if anybody cares to let me know, I do have a Facebook. I'm at Melissa Broom. Brume is the way I spell it. Um, do let me know what you think it is that happened to me, why the guy was sitting there painted like a clown, why he was harassing the nurse, why all this, what was the guard doing there? Was he protecting me from this commotion? Um, so anyway, these are my questions. Thank you.